Today, I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard to do Ramadan, to fast, because I am not with my mom anymore. And I'm in Italy since Thursday evening. And on Thursday, I was traveling. I broke fast around 9 p.m. because the train was delayed, the plane was delayed, everything was delayed. And I only had 2 dates in the plane. I ate my dates and then I didn't even have water or anything. I broke the fast at 9 p.m., like rushing, because in my head, if I sleep after 10 p.m., then my sleep is kaput, okay? And so I slept after 10 anyways, but so I was rushing, and obviously when you rush eating, you don't really digest well. So I started sleeping with like a full stomach, and then obviously I was too tired and too exhausted and couldn't fall asleep right away, because you're in a new city, you're in a new place, like you're getting around sort of thing. And then thinking about fasting again on Friday, I couldn't. So I didn't do it on Friday, because I also felt myself on Friday just completely knocked out, completely kaput, woke up dizzy. And I was like, all right, maybe it's really not a good idea to fast. But since I'm coming back to fasting today, Saturday, I realize how lonely I feel. And I have this dip of, okay, you're in Italy now. And it just made me realize two things. The first one is how sometimes we have this tendency to focus so much on the bad, quote unquote, that we forget about the good, you know? And even yesterday was my first day of like walking around, checking the city. And mind you, right now I'm on this mission of figuring out whether this city might be my next chapter or if it's going to be Sardinia. I'm just exploring. And so yesterday I was walking around and I was just, noticing all the little details of like, oh, Samsul, oh, this is dirty, oh, there's so much poop everywhere, oh, there's this, oh, there's that, oh. And then literally it took me at the end of the day to be like, oh my God, can you imagine, dude? You walked 25,000 steps in a city in a country that you dreamt, that you fantasized of living in, and now you're here. And it took me a whole fucking day to realize that. Even being in the Ramadan, in the holy month, where we just slow down, where we're more present, where, there's this, I don't know, I feel like that for the past 2 weeks, where there's a lot of like introspection, reflection, but also action. Because of, there's nothing to digest. So I have all this energy to just think, brainstorm, create, everything in between. And then still, I was still thinking about the quote unquote teeny tiny bad things. Even when my mom called me, she's like, so how was your first day? I was like, well, I don't really feel safe and this and that. And obviously safety is another topic. But anyways, all this to say that there's so much good happening in our lives that we forget to just take that into account sometimes. And that outweighs the whole, there's so much poop on the floor, And the second thing is that I miss my mom. I miss my mom, where I'm like, oh my God, this used to be so, like, I spent 2 weeks with her, a week-ish, like 10, 12 days, no, almost 2 weeks. Yeah, almost 2 weeks with her, and we did Ramadan together. So we had our rhythm, we had our routine, we had, eating together, waking up together, going to the park, talking, doing stuff, doing admin, selling our clothes, going to the shop, and, all these teeny tiny things that I haven't done for such a long time. And also last year, I was running away anyways from Paris, from my mom, from the house, because living back into the house where I grew up brought a lot of bad memories, and I was still grieving my dad. So this plus that, plus coming back at the age of 34 to your mom's house, like not having any clue of what it is that you're gonna do for a living. It's like the baby's coming back to the nest. Like what happened? What's wrong? So it's also that feeling of feeling a burden, of like being a burden to her. And this followed me throughout the whole year. So every time I was thinking of Paris, I was always like, okay, I cannot stay here too long because I don't want to burden her. And obviously, she's going through her own shit. I'm going through my own shit. There was a lot of misunderstandings. And figuring that out on top of everything was just too much on my plate, too much capacity. But now I feel like the last couple of months, there was a huge fight. 1st of January 2026. I'm not joking. Biggest fight ever. And I feel like the things that have been said and the time that we spent apart from each other has kind of like brought us back closer to one another. So we started speaking more. I started asserting myself a bit more. Her as well. I started putting my more clearer boundaries as well with her. Not as in like, oh, you're my mom, we don't talk about everything, but it's more, hey, I don't have the capacity right now. I don't necessarily want to do it. And it's more from me to me, not necessarily from me to her and, breaking that barrier, but more like, attends, calme-toi, you're still digesting also your stuff. So be mindful, you still need some energy. And then spending those few days of Ramadan together, realizing that she started doing it again since last year only, and it's been also for her 20 plus years that she hasn't done Ramadan because she was working, she was here alone, was a very interesting time frame. Obviously, when I said, oh my God, I'm going to miss you so much when I go to Italy, she was like, no, it's good. Let's just have some distance. And then when I arrived yesterday, she was like, oh, I miss you already. I don't have my partner in crime in the evening. So all in all, it's just realizing that sometimes maybe it's not that we take things for granted, but I'm expressing gratitude here to have that time and space with her, to have that time and space also for myself, because I'm fun employed still figuring it out, and making great progress actually, but that's going to be for another discussion. But it's just today, I had a high yesterday, and today I have a very low, also maybe because of the lack of foods and because I didn't eat that much, I think, this morning for suhoor. So now I'm like, oh la la. The whole day was like, what do I do? Like I'm in Italy, dude, just go outside. I'm like, I'm not ruled by FOMO. If anything, I'm ruled by JOMO, joy of missing out. And I'm also putting myself in this state of, if I am to live here, then I also need my space to just wander around in the house. I have the luxury to have a fat house, like a huge house. I can literally have a dance class. I can host a dance class on the fucking terrazzo. And I have a balcony, and I'm like, hey, just live, okay? This is also part of like exploring the city. You're not exploring it as a tourist. You're exploring it as a potential new citizen, new inhabitant. So this is one of those days where you can just relax, chill, and rest, like not have this headache going on, and just do some crochet, write, keep on brainstorming, reading a book, And it's just an over sense of like gratitude and being present. And I think that the combination of that plus Ramadan is just like exacerbates all of that.